Let's go over the details again. After spending the Saturday evening watching a movie with friends, Melanie was reported to have left the Pine Avenue residence at approximately 1:40 a.m. Sunday, September 29th, 1996. It was a beautiful, clear fall evening. The brightness of the three-quarter moon softly illuminated the road, sidewalks, and all of the homes that lined both sides of the street. It would have been warm enough that you would feel comfortable with just a t-shirt and thin jacket, but the approaching winter weather also would have chilled the tip of your nose and your nostrils as you breathed in the heavenly smell of fallen leaves. Picture her, smiling, happy, walking briskly on the sidewalk of this familiar, safe street she had traveled so many times with her friends, perhaps preoccupied with the anticipation of her next date with her new boyfriend, or recalling the best parts of the evening with her friends, or even excitement as she thought about her grandma's birthday the next day. Perhaps her daydreaming was interrupted by nervous thoughts as she never walked home alone, and suddenly the street seemed very different and somewhat lonely without a friend at her side. Imagine the sounds of muffled music and laughter and voices of teenagers enjoying some drinks at a house party she passed down the street. Someone could have been standing outside and called out to her as she walked by. Imagine the distant sounds of car doors slamming and motors revving as patrons hurried to leave the bar and head to Quebec or the next destination on their Saturday night of fun. The walk home was only 7 town blocks, and soon enough she would have been approaching Armstrong Street, a much busier street. Headlights and taillights could be made out as they traveled across her view of the end of Pine Avenue, and sounds of traffic would be heard now. She may have the image of her nice, warm, cozy bed enter her head as she realized what a long but wonderful day she had just had. As she reached Armstrong Street, picture her, glancing to her right, satisfying her curiosity of who was hanging around after the bar, or perhaps why 2 OPP cruisers were outside of docks. She would be able to make out some of the action 2 blocks to her right, as there were also lights from Night Owl's convenience store and a little motel that brightened the area close to the bar. The odd car leaving the establishment around last call could have passed by her. The ever so faint but undeniable smell of gasoline would have been in the air as the Esso station was just to her right on the corner. The bright lights would have made her tired eyes squint and adjust slightly. Perhaps someone was purchasing gas for their drive to Quebec. Her thoughts would have went back to focusing on her route home as she would have turned left, and now just 2 blocks to the bridge, she would see things a little clearer as it was fully lit from the street lanterns above. For a few moments as she approached the bridge, the sound of the flowing water may have reminded her of her favorite place, Pete's Dam. She could have stayed in that thought until she realized she must decide which way to go after crossing the Armstrong Street Bridge over the Wabi River. Should she take the one-way street, the first road to the right at the bottom of the bridge, the one beside the 3-story apartment building, or the second road on the right, which led to a dark back alley? Both options likely made her a little uneasy, as they were always considered creepy, especially alone late at night. A car may have crossed the bridge at this point and seen who they thought was Melanie. We don't know if she was spotted at the top or the bottom of the bridge or on which side. At some point, she would have crossed to the other sidewalk on the bridge. If she made it past the bridge, she would have passed by or been within close range of 3 churches at the church corners, a block or so from home at this point. But she never made it home. She was fun, lovely, cheery, a wonderful spirit, gone when she had her whole life in front of her.